Hey guys, Chris Grant here, and we are back with the tracking feature of Keepa. Now, we're going to continue with our little Gujitsu fella here, and you're going to come over here to track product. Now, you're probably going to ask, well, what is this used for? Why might I want to track these products? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, if you do any personal shopping on Amazon, you may want to be able to get a good deal on a product. And because you know how to read the price history of products, well, you can say, oh, well, I see this often has a 20% discount on it. I might as well wait and get an alert and then buy it when it's discounted. So that's, of course, the obvious thing. The other thing is that you can buy items that are sold by Amazon and sell them back on Amazon. A lot of people do this with things like shoes, clothing. You can do it in the toy category. There's a ton of times when Amazon may sell something. Maybe the price dips heavily. Maybe they have a history of going in and out of stock very regularly, and you can buy it when Amazon's in stock and the price is cheap, and then you can sell it back on Amazon. Now, it's not going to be a course about Amazon to Amazon flips. It's really about how to use Keepa, but that is what a ton of people really want to be able to do. So, because the way that we have our settings set up from earlier, this is what your tracking section should look like. This is the Pro version of the tracking. And what you can do in the Pro version of tracking is you're going to see that you can track Amazon prices, new prices, used prices. You can track lightning deals, new offer counts, used offer counts. There's places for memos and tags. You can track sales rank, rating, reviews, and you can track things like the buy box, collectible, refurbished, etc., and so on, okay? Now, let's say for this particular product, this is currently at $19.02. It's filled in a 10% discount there automatically for me, so it's in there at $18.06. And so what will happen is if I track this, then Keepa will alert me via email and push notification to my phone. I could also get a Telegram. I could use an RSS feed, whatever I want to do. But once I track this, you'll be able to see that once this hits 1806 or less, then I will get a notification. I can also change this so that if the price is 1806 or more, then I'll get a notification. Now, why would you want to know if the price goes up? That's a great question. One of the reasons you may want to know if the price goes up is maybe you have a long time replenishable item where the price has come down. Maybe it hit a lead list, maybe other sellers found it, and you want to be able to come back on that listing when sellers start to forget about it and that price starts to creep back up. So you could say, I want to know when the price goes over X dollars, okay? And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get down to the buy box section. Typically, you're going to be using this Amazon price for the dollar amount or less. You can do the same thing for new third-party sellers on Amazon. You can put in a price or less or more if you want to. You can choose include shipping costs, and then it will pick up new third-party FBA or new third-party FBM, and also the new offer count if you wanted to do that. You can track by Prime only, so it'll pull up new third-party FBA, and you could track new offer count. So let's say, for example, you do Prime only here. So new third-party FBA, we want to know when the price gets to 1806 or less, and we also want a notification if the number of sellers dips below 25. So now you've got two different ways to track this here. You can do the same thing over in the used section, although we're not really going to be talking about that, okay? You can also get notified via email for upcoming lightning deals. You cannot use those for Amazon to Amazon Flip, so I never use those. You can get notified once a lightning deal has started at any price. I don't use those either because, again, we cannot use those for Amazon to Amazon Flips. I might turn those on if there is something I'm tracking for personal use. We've talked about new, and we've talked about including shipping costs. You can do the same thing in the used section. You can include shipping costs, or you can do warehouse deals only if you so choose. Over here, we have a memo button. What can you do here? You can leave yourself a little note. Maybe I started tracking this from a lead list, okay? You can see I've actually used this memo before. I started tracking an item from an FBA lead list on June 1st, 2022. That way I could be notified when the price went back up on the particular product. I have also put in things like URLs here. So let's say I found this particular product at Target, and I know that if the price were to go up, that I might want to sell this product. Well, I could put a tracking on here for the price to go to $25 or more, and then I've got a memo with the URL of the site. So I put in target.com/toys/Spider-Man Gujitsu, I think is what this is called. Well, let's pretend that is the URL there, okay? You could also use tags. Tags would be something that make it a little bit easier to look through in your tracking overview section, and we'll look at that very briefly here in just a moment. So you can put tags in here like toys so that you can search through your tracking section by toys only if you wanted to, all right? Next up, we've got sales rank, rating, and review count. So what we can do here is, let's say that we want to get notified if the sales rank dips below 2,000 or less. So if it goes $19.99 or 500, we would get a notification here. Maybe we want to know if the sales rank goes above 15,000, okay, or more. Now, why might this happen? This might happen if the price were to go up, the sales velocity may slow down, and so maybe you want to sell it in the 15,000 sales rank range. But you can track sales rank up or down on a particular item. This can be especially helpful for seasonal products. If you come across items that are typically in the 400,000 or 500,000 sales rank range, say in grocery, but you know that around the holidays they start coming down under 100,000, you could easily get notifications when the sales rank comes down, meaning it's more likely that the items are being arbitraged from one site to another, okay? A lot of ways to really use this here, okay? You can also track by the rating. So if the rating on this went up to 4.6, you could track that, or if it went down to 4.3, you could track that. I don't really see a great reason for this, but it is available. You can track by the review count. So if you wanted to be notified if the review count came down, you could do that. You could also change this around to say, oh, well, you know what? The current number of reviews is 4,500, but that's not enough for me to sell a product. So I want to be notified when this gets to 5,000 or more, okay? We can track by even more down here. We can track by the buy box price. So this will track the price in the buy box regardless of seller. It can be a third-party FBA seller, a third-party FBM seller, or fulfilled by merchant. It could be Amazon. Just whoever has the buy box, that is what this would track. So let's say that I wanted to track this for a discount. Currently it's at $19.02. I could say, you know what, I really want to be here at $17.11, and that gets me a 10% discount on here. All right, so $17.11 or less, I'll be notified. Or I could say, you know what, I really want to be notified when this gets to $25 or more in the buy box, okay? Maybe you want to catch things on the upswing. You can track by the list price. Again, I don't see a really good reason for this. You can track by the trade-in value that Amazon might offer, the collectible price, the collectible offer count, refurbished and refurbished offer count, okay? Now, let's talk a few ways that this might actually be helpful. Number one, This is helpful if you want to do Amazon to Amazon flips, looking for items that maybe Amazon goes in and out of stock of very frequently, or maybe Amazon matches another website and you want to buy the products there, or buy the products from Amazon and flip them. There's all kinds of reasons you might want to track the Amazon price. There's all kinds of reasons you might want to track the buy box price. If you want to catch something on the way down for a personal purchase, maybe you want to catch something on the way up for selling the item again. You could go through all of your old products that you've sold on Amazon in the past, and anything that's no longer profitable, you could set a tracking alert for, and when the price resumes back to what it is or what it was profitably, maybe you can come back in stock. Not a guarantee the price will recover, but it's very possible. Okay. You can track by the number of sellers. Maybe something, got 30, 50, 120 sellers on it, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to wait till this cools down a little bit, the heat's off. Once this gets to 50 sellers or less, show it to me, and I'll come and I'll take a look at it. Okay. Let's see what else there is. There's a lot of other things you could really think about and mess with. But I think those are really some of the most important ones. We're going to go a little bit into Amazon to Amazon flips and how they work when we get into the tracking area. But I do want to show you another thing here. So we're going to start tracking this particular item, okay? And then this page is going to come up, and it's going to let you know how you're going to get notifications. I'm going to get notifications via email, okay? And I can switch each channel on or off. So I'm going to get an email when a notification comes in. I do not have it set up to Telegram, although Telegram is great. I do have web push notifications turned on. However, I never seem to get them. Okay, so that never works. I have the mobile app on my iPhone installed, so I get mobile notifications. I have used the RSS feed along with if this then that to be able to text me notifications. That's a very difficult process. I'm not sure if it works any longer, but if you are familiar with if this then that or with Zapier, you can mess around with this RSS feed to get notifications even faster. All right, you can turn on lightning deals, which I don't do. And then my alert rearm timer, I have mine set to 1 day. You can learn a little bit more about how this works, but essentially, if the price goes up and down in one single day more than once, you're only going to be alerted once, and then in 24 hours it resets. Otherwise, for things where the price is very, very shaky, you could get notifications, several times a day. All right. Now, once you've tracked this here, it doesn't just go out into the ether. Okay. It's over here on your tracking overview page. And you'll see that as of right now, I have 30 items tracked. I've got this item. I've got an item here that's, maybe on someone's Christmas list, and a few other things, just to see if I can get a good deal on these items. All right. I'll get notified if any of these hit, and you'll see here that I started when I started tracking this item and at what price I tracked it for, and the same for this item here, looking for this for under $40. I've got actually this is an item that is actually a moneymaker at the moment, but Amazon hasn't come back in stock, and as soon as they do, I'll probably try to hop on them there. Okay, so that is how tracking works. Very, very simple, but an incredibly powerful tool to use if you plan on doing any Amazon to Amazon flips, or you just want to really get a good deal on products you might be looking for personal use, for business use, and things like that. So one thing about the tracking section and things that I absolutely want you to know if you decide to go down the Amazon to Amazon flips route. There are some rules in place for Amazon to Amazon flips that I want you to know. Number one, you need to buy it from Amazon only. No buying from Bob's Burgers on Amazon. No buying from any third-party sellers. It needs to be from Amazon only if you're going to do an Amazon to Amazon flip. You also need to make sure not to use any Prime benefits. 0. open up a new account. I suggest you get a business account with Amazon over at business.amazon.com. This will allow you to upload tax exempt. It'll allow you to put in your business details. You can have it shipped wherever you want. And it's a great way to keep things separate and not use any Prime benefits. But if you're going to do Amazon to Amazon flips, please no Prime benefits whatsoever. All right, that's it for this video. We'll be back in the next video with some information on the data section. Talk to you guys soon.